Do you have something inspiring to say? Have you always known that your voice can contribute to the world? Is now the time? Yes, now is the time. The world is waiting for you. Welcome to the Inspired Choices Network Open Mic Spotlight Show. Today, we have an inspiring guest who is ready to share their voice with the world. Now, onto the show.
Woohoo! Welcome to the Open Mic Spotlight Show. I love that music. You know, it doesn't matter what time of day or night I hear that music, I just start bopping in my chair. I don't know about you, but I'm bopping. And I'm bopping because we have an amazing guest with me today. I am so excited. It's going to be all about Megan. That sounds like a TV show, all about Megan.
If it's not, it should be.
Let's do that. We'll do that tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock Eastern. Megan Sillito is my guest today, and it is going to be all about Megan. Megan is an adventurer, an explorer, a surfer, and a life coach. Her uncanny capacity to dream big and her playful approach couple masterfully to support the creatives of the world. Megan helps hack through the overgrown can'ts and paves a path for individuals to embody their genius capacities, launch epic projects, and transform their lives and businesses. She has been coaching and facilitating individuals and groups for over 20 years. I think there's an error there, Megan. I think that should be 20 lifetimes. I'm guessing that it's been way more than 20 lifetimes. 20 years.
I've never considered that possibility. Isn't that interesting? That's so fun. It feels light.
Welcome, Megan. I am so happy that you're here. These conversations, I don't know if you've had a chance to listen to any of them, but oh my gosh, all of you beautiful hosts that are on the network, I get to play with and interview and make you the center of the world for sure, for 55 minutes here on the network. And what I'm really enjoying about it, Megan, is learning more about each of you. And today is no exception. I am so excited to learn more about you, girl.
Ooh, we're going to open the closet. We're going to see what's inside.
I think the door just opened.
The door opened when it was 7 a.m. and I had to be awake. So, I am in my all-togethers. You can ask me whatever you want. I have no filter. Let's go.
Megan naked. It should be Megan naked. Megan, where are we going to go? All right, Megan, we're going to jump right in because I have been waiting. I love this question, and I can't wait to ask you this question. You are contributing your voice to the world, and you have been, for sure, at least for 20 years. More and more every day, I know you're stepping into contributing and seeing where else you can step in and be the invitation for others. Tell me, Megan, what is inspiration to you?
Wow, that's an awesome question. Way to go, boss.
Okay, FYI, Megan is the only one in the world, and I love her for it. It's so much fun, that calls me boss because I'm the owner of the network. And I love it. When you say it, there's just so much fun to it. Thank you, Megan.
You're welcome, boss lady.
Yeah. Nice deterring from the question. Megan.
Thank you. Okay, now what? Inspiration for me is, I can be inspired by a freaking tree sometimes, it's to me, inspiration is like vulnerability. And when I'm available, to allow things in, to just to be present with what's coming in, that can be inspiration. It isn't always. It's not like I'm walking inspiration, running around out there, but it's that to me is inspiration. When people go for it, when I see anybody expressing anything that's really them or that's putting themselves out there in some way, that is inspiring to me. I'm running this program right now called Magic School. And the people in that program are just blowing me out, man. They're just like spontaneously posting videos of them like doing things and like being visible and being funny as crap. And it's like, I just feel like I'm getting paid for this. Are you kidding me? You know,
Right?
like people's expression is inspiring to me.
That is so true. There's another word. There's something just so delicious about when someone is being vulnerable, when someone is showing up in their world, and you can tell that they're surprising themselves in their choice. That is, right? It's just like, look at how excited and nervous and surprised and happy and all of that they are. I know exactly what you mean. That's fabulous. So, Megan, for you, when did you start stepping into being that in your world?
Wow.
I hope you had your coffee this morning.
I didn't wake up in time to go get my coffee.
Oh, sugar.
So I'm so raw, right? That's good. It's really good. Like, you're my coffee right now, Christine.
Awesome.
A little cream and sugar on the side, baby.
There you go.
You know, I feel like it was a combination of things. It was this moment where, like, my life wasn't going very well about 22 years ago or so, and somebody reached out and said, hey, do you want to be my guinea pig? I'm doing this new process, and it was rapid eye therapy, which was the first modality that I ever learned. And I'm like, yes, you know, because I wanted something different. I knew, I had no idea what it was. It sounded like the weirdest thing I'd ever done in my life, and I didn't care. I'm like, is it, you know, could this help me? Okay, sit in the chair.
Right.
And then, you know, it was really only about a month in, and she's like, I think you should do this. I think you'd be good at this. I think I'm going to arrange it for you to go to training, because she was really bossy, too. I love bossy people. And
I like her already.
Right? And I found myself 6 weeks later driving with this hippie chick that I didn't know from Adam to Salem, Oregon to learn how to wave a wand. You know, like, and that, because, I mean, it's kind of, it's called, officially, it's an eye directing device, but I always called it a wand. I thought it was a magic wand. And,
what did
and
you
that
know?
was, right, what did I know? And, you know, that was like my first just leap. Like, I'm, okay, no matter what, like, I have no idea what this is, but I want change. Like, I want change. And right. I would say that I've been stepping up and standing up ever since. Not always, like, sometimes with, like, total fear and, like, oh, my God, I can't believe I'm going to do this. But I continue to do it. I continue to push myself. Being on this network, like, having my own radio show, having it produced, and, like, leading into that, it was like, oh, here we go. I mean, I had a little blog talk radio show years ago, but it wasn't produced. It wasn't like, okay, you've got to go on now. And like, you know, like, so it's that continuous yes, like continuous yes, like saying yes to this interview. I just keep saying yes. Apparently I don't say no very much now that I'm talking, but yeah.
Well, isn't the world lucky for that? So when you Keisha's in the chat room, she says the life of a pirate.
Arrgh.
Exactly.
For me.
So Megan, where were you born and raised?
I was actually born in Salt Lake City, but I was raised in Canada. I was raised at a farm in northern Alberta. I'm just a big bone girl from northern Alberta. It is
How did I not know that?
Yeah, I was. So I lived there. I was raised there and grew up 15 years, and then I came back to the States for high school. I had dual citizenship since I was actually born here.
Right. That's fabulous. What was the name of the city in Alberta?
Well, it was just north of St. Albert, which is just north of Edmonton.
Right.
So it was like 20 minutes north of Edmonton.
That's so cool. I love knowing that. If no one knows, I'm Canadian, so that I don't know. I just sat up a little taller in my chair.
Oh, yay!
So
We
cool.
should talk Canadian.
Oh, Megan, now you're gonna get me in trouble because I'm gonna start laughing. I won't be able to stop. Oh my gosh. Okay. So you went like maple and bacon, Keisha says. Exactly, our two favorite things. You know,
maple,
I rarely eat
hockey, baby.
I rarely eat bacon, but I do like maple. Tell the truth. Okay, so Megan, you go back to the States, and where are you when you're in high school?
In high school, I am in a little town in Utah. Well, it's not that little, I guess. It's bigger now. It's Orem, Utah. It's the same, basically, city clump that Brigham Young University is in. Mm-hmm. It's super Mormon. Like probably even today, still about 90% Mormon, probably 95% at the time. And
right.
Yeah,
I've actually been there. I was there this year.
No, you didn't.
Yeah.
No, you didn't.
I did. I tell the truth, I did. It's a beautiful location. It is absolutely gorgeous. I went to see our friend and our co-host here on the network, Danielle Carter.
Oh, cool. Yeah. That's awesome. It is a pretty little valley. I'm just surprised you didn't get struck by lightning, sweetie.
Well, I think it's maybe calmed down since you were there. As soon as you left, things were able to ease up.
I see. Okay, good.
No, it's beautiful, but it is very small. As you say, it definitely is a small little area, and you know, yes, I met some Mormons, and I had a lovely time. Okay, so you're there, and then did you journey around the world, living in different places, or did you stay, mainly in Utah the rest of your life at this point?
Yeah, I actually have had my primary location in Utah ever since.
Ever since. Okay. So you pointed to the years that things were not going great. When what was happening in your world? What would you like to share about that? Because sometimes when we share where the road was bumpy, can actually show other people where they can come out of that too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. What I would say is that I had never really. There was a lot of stuff growing up that had occurred, abuse and just weird stuff. I mean, like I found out when I was 16 that my birth mother was actually an older sister. And so it kind of just like blew kind of my circuits out for a bit. And it was this big family secret that I wasn't allowed to talk about. And with, just kind of a combination of things, like I just started kind of like, I guess acting out would be it, but I just like, given who I am, how am I going to cope? I'm going to party. I'm going to race cars. I'm going to crash them. That's just it's kind of go big or go home. I remember this moment because I was always afraid I was going to end up in jail, like just because I was like, on the edge all the time. And I remember this moment when I saw an interview with Cher, and they asked her what she would have been if she hadn't have been an actress and a singer. And she goes, I would have been a criminal. And the interviewer just starts laughing, and she goes, I'm absolutely serious. She's like, I have so much energy, and I've got to create, and if I'm not creating, I'm going to destroy. And I really, really related to that. I was like, that's what I'm doing. So maybe there's something that I'm here to create, because I'm sure blowing some shit up, And wow. So, I did have a little moment, a little stint in jail, and, was just...
Well, look at you adventurer, you.
I really am. And so for me, there was this place where it's like, okay, like, I'd expressed everything I could in that direction. And probably without, like, blowing myself up or ended up in, like, jail on a permanent level, And so... And I didn't realize that it wasn't normal. I mean, growing up Mormon, I hadn't grown up around alcohol or anything like that, and I didn't understand that it probably wasn't normal that I was getting drunk 4 or 5 times a week, and all of those things. And so that moment, I just knew that I had to change something somewhere inside of me. I just was like, okay, something's got to give here. And I had I don't know how I managed, but I did graduate college during all of this. And I was out I don't know how I did that. And I was out searching for a job. And I was looking at being in a cubicle for 10 hours a day. And I was like, I can't do this. And I hadn't prayed for a long time. I had left the Mormon church when I was 15 probably. And I was like, I can't do this. And I got down on my knees and I said, God, son of a gun, if this is all there is, you got to get me out of here. You got to hook a sister up, or you got to show me why the hell I'm here, because this can't be my life. Literally, I was just barriers down. You got to show up and show me something here. And literally 2 weeks later was when my friend Carol Tuttle reached out and said, hey, why don't you come do this thing I'm doing? And my life changed.
Oh, well, your life changed because you chose something.
Yes. Yeah.
And you chose to get vulnerable, even if it was with God.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Getting vulnerable with God. News at 11. Okay. This is fabulous. I love it. We're going to take a quick commercial break. When we get back, we are going to dig into more things all about Megan. Stay tuned, everyone. You are listening to the Open Mic Spotlight Show here on the Inspired Choices Network. We will be right back.
Do you have something inspiring to say? Would you like a taste of being one of our inspired hosts? Get on the air on the Inspired Choices Network Open Mic Spotlight Show. The Open Mic Spotlight Show is your time to shine and inspire our global audience. Shows air at 9 a.m. on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday each week. Claim your spot today. Simply contact our network owner at info@inspiredchoicesnetwork.com. Forget the days of 5 minutes of fame. Now you can have 55 minutes of fame.
Are you looking for a place to create, connect, and belong? Where you have massive encouragement to be the weird, live outside the box person you truly are. If you've chosen a different path as a rebel, an innovator, a leader, entrepreneur, and changemaker, you're in the right place. On Love, Life, and All Things Weird, Megan and Suzanne bring you inspiration, awesome tools for transformation, and full permission to be you. Claim your weird and live your most ridiculous life. Be sure to listen every Wednesday at noon Eastern Standard Time, 10 a.m. Mountain Standard Time on InspiredChoicesNetwork.com.
You are listening to the Open Mic Spotlight Show here on Inspired Choices Network. To call in and ask questions, call 815-880-8255 in the U.S., 613-800-8736 in Canada, or Skype us at Inspired Choices Network. Now back to the show.
Woo-hoo-hoo! All right. Here we are. Welcome back, everyone. Thank you for sticking with us. I know you want to, because you want to learn more about Megan Sillito. Megan, you are such an inspiration in the world, and you being vulnerable with you, as you were saying earlier, and really just, fall into your knees and be like, okay, something's got to give here. A girl needs a hand is fabulous. The willingness to even do that and then to share it with the rest of us is phenomenal. So thank you so much. I have a question for you. Mm-hmm. Megan, what is inspiring to you about you?
Well, funnily enough, as you're interviewing me, I was I was like, wow, I'm kind of brave, as I'm listening to my own story, and I think that is what inspires me about me, is I am brave, and I'm brave like Piglet, I'm not really brave like a tiger, I'm because I step forward just sometimes shaking in my boots, and just really scared. Like, I don't know if I can do this. Like, I remember, like, after rapid eye training, opening my teacher's manual because there was a class series that went with it, which is where I learned to facilitate groups and teach and all of that. And you open the first page, and it says, congratulations, you're a teacher. And I'm like, great. I'm really glad I am because I have no training, and I have, and so...
You're like, oh shit. I kind of got this visual of you turned around and you looked over each shoulder like, what?
I know, it's like, who dat? And back then, part of the sort of consciousness was like the I am statements, right? And being the thing, being what you want to be, and then taking action on that, right? And then you have. So it's a be do have thing, and it's like that was part of what I was teaching in the classes was how to be something, to create something, to have something. And so, of course, the manual started out with you like own that you are a teacher. It doesn't matter how much training you've had. And I was just so freaking naive. I'm like, okay, I trust. I stood up as the two people that came that night, and I actually, for the first 2 weeks, I read out of a manual, and anybody who knows me, who's ever seen me teach, just like laughs their butt off because I can't sit still. Like I remember in when I was looking at the facilitator training for Access, and my facilitator had just read out of the manual, and I'm like, if I have to do that, I can't do this. Because I can't sit down. I can't like follow a script. It's like it just doesn't work. But I was so scared that it was like that manual was my freaking best friend, until, it took me a couple of weeks to like drop it and then stand up and teach. But I was terrified. I'm brave like Piglet. It wasn't like, and over and over and over again, as I choose greater for myself, as I choose bigger for myself, I know it's the next step. And a lot of times it comes with like trepidation, and so I'm brave like Piglet. And that is inspiring to me.
Yeah, knowing that even though you are like Piglet, you're still going to be brave and you're still going to choose it. That's, that's fabulous. How many people are like Piglet and they're not choosing? And, what is that creating for them? And, where are they in their lives? There's right now, it seems to me like there is a heightened level of sadness in the world. A heightened level of skepticism in the world. Have you been perceiving that, Megan?
Yes, and one of the other things that I would say is that people tend to think that, especially, it's funny because with all of the tools and modalities, like I was telling somebody the other night, like even up till like, I don't know, let's see, I stopped teaching that weekly class that I started way back then about 7 years ago. I taught it every week for 15 years. And I would say that I would say that I was probably one of the only options for a class like that in this city for years and years and years, right? And It's like, now there's so many, like in any given night or day, or how many radio shows are on right now that are inspiring, that are about consciousness or whatever, that people can have to choose from. With all these different tools and modalities and everything like that, I feel like people kind of over-process, or they wait till they're not scared anymore. Like, they're waiting to not be scared, and then I'll choose. That'll mean I'm ready. And I'm like, not necessarily. Like, if you're waiting to not be nervous or scared or be so confident that you can do it, you're probably not going to do it. You know, and it's like
the bird would never fly. If Mama didn't push her, the bird would never fly.
Yes, I've been pushed out of more than one nest, I gotta say.
Yeah, that's so true, Megan. I love that. And so with all of that out there, with all of that, pessimism, negative, heaviness that's going on in the world, and all of those people that are waiting till they're not scared like Piglet, what is it that we can be or do to really change this, to be the contribution in the world so that we can begin to actualize what we know absolutely is here right now?
it's choice, Christine. It's choice. It's like you just got like. I mean, this is the main edict, I think, of Gary Douglas, the founder of Access Consciousness, right? Choice creates. And you make a choice, and you know what? It's like The Price is Right, if you remember that show, right?
Yes.
It's like you got door number 1, door number 2, and door number 3. And like every choice, every door opens something. Every door opens something. And it's like, you know, a lot of times I like regret maybe like sort of, you know, living so dangerously for those 10 years. But you know what? That sort of was my refiner's fire. Like there isn't anybody that I can't sit across. There's nobody that I can't sit across and be with, and they trust me. I'm not some pie in the sky intellect. Oh, here's my little principle I just learned. Like I've freaking lived this shit. And I have lived like so fast and hard. There's nothing I can't be with. And so every choice I ever made, like whether it like was self-harming or whether it was self-motivating, brought me to this moment. And in this moment, I have any myriad of choices that will move me somewhere else on the chessboard, and it will be an adventure. And if you really get that there's no wrong choice, and that you just have to keep choosing, you know, it's like it's the only it keeps you in the game.
Mhm. Yes. It does keep you in the game. That's awesome. I'm staying in the game. Today, I'm staying in the game. Today, I'm choosing to stay in the game. And there might be days, you know, when I don't choose to stay in the game, and that's still a choice that I can choose beyond tomorrow.
Yeah.
Right.
Absolutely.
That's the other piece of choosing, which Gary Douglas is phenomenal at really inviting us into, is having us know that we know that we can make another choice. You know, it's really interesting, Megan. A lot of people have been asking me of recent, especially since the new network is up, is, you know, did you know that Inspired Choices was going to be where it is today when you chose that name? Like, what had you choose that name? And I'm like, okay, well, it's a really interesting, cute little story. And the answer is no, I didn't know where it was going to be, but there has always been something for me, the desire to be inspired, and I often was that person that was in that place of doubt around choosing. Like, what do I choose? What do I choose? I wish somebody could just choose for me. You know, I could hear that in my head, and when I started to step into creating my business, creating my life today, about 10 years ago, those are the words that just popped for me. And, you know, now I'm like, yes, what inspires me? Where do I desire to be inspired? What choice can I make to be inspired, to inspire myself, as opposed to looking outside of myself? Right?
Yeah.
So, go ahead.
Well, I was going to say, like, what that brought up for me is, like, being a generator of inspiration rather than a consumer. Like, there's a place to start where, like, you might read a book that inspires you to, like, make a different choice or whatever it is, right? It's not like, hopefully, as radio show hosts and coaches, we are inspiring people. And at the end of the day, we've got to inspire our own dumb selves, you know? Like, we've got to be the generators and not just the consumers of it.
I love that. Are you willing to be the generator of inspiration instead of just the consumer? And what will that create for all of us when we're actually saying, yeah, I'm going to be responsible for my own stuff? Yeah.
Right? And then, like, we'll just be all a whole group of people just turned on all the time, you know? We'll just turn ourselves on and off we go into the world. We'll just all be turned on.
Hands up. Who wants to be turned on all the time? Hands up. I'm in. I'm in.
Let's do it.
As I was walking to work today, which was from my bedroom to my office, I got this idea of us all wearing bracelets. I am inspired. And it being that energy of I am inspired. I inspire me, right? Like, Okay, that's a new product I'm going to be creating. It'll be in a store near you very, very soon. I am inspired, period.
Mm-hmm.
Period. And when we're looking at that, bracelet, like where can I inspire myself today? What can I choose that will inspire myself? Oh, my God, Megan, you've got me turned on, girl. I love it.
You're welcome.
I'll send you the money later. Okay, so we are going to go for our second break of the show. Oh, my gosh, this is going so fast. I have more questions. So stay tuned, everybody. We will be back with the amazing Megan Sillito on the Open Mic Spotlight Show here on the Inspired Choices Network. Hang around. We'll be back.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have something inspiring to say? Would you like a taste of being one of our inspired hosts? Get on the air on the Inspired Choices Network Open Mic Spotlight Show. The Open Mic Spotlight Show is your time to shine and inspire our global audience. Shows air at 9 a.m. on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday each week. Claim your spot today. Simply contact our network owner at info@inspiredchoicesnetwork.com. Forget the days of 5 minutes of fame. Now you can have 55 minutes of fame.
Are you looking for a place to create, connect, and belong? Where you have massive encouragement to be the weird, live outside the box person you truly are. If you've chosen a different path as a rebel, an innovator, a leader, entrepreneur, and changemaker, you're in the right place. On Love, Life, and All Things Weird, Megan and Suzanne bring you inspiration, awesome tools for transformation, and full permission to be you. Claim your weird and live your most ridiculous life. Be sure to listen every Wednesday at noon Eastern Standard Time, 10 a.m. Mountain Standard Time on InspiredChoicesNetwork.com.
You are listening to the Open Mic Spotlight Show here on Inspired Choices Network. To call in and ask questions, call 815-880-8255 in the U.S., 613-800-8736 in Canada, or Skype us at Inspired Choices Network. Now back to the show.
Okay, welcome back, everyone. We are here with Megan Sillito. Megan is an adventurer, a creator, such a fun invitation to more in the world. And I'm so glad she poked me at that class in Vancouver a few years ago and said, excuse me, are you the lady that does the radio thing? I don't know if those were your words, but that was kind of it. I'm like, yeah, who are you? No, I'm just kidding.
Kind of. No. You're like, who are you? I'm like, I want to be a star on your show.
You have to pay me a gajillion dollars, and then I'll make you a star.
Make me a star, boss. Make me a star.
Okay, Megan. So it's all about you. So tell us where, first of all, where can people find you if they would like to play and work with you?
Mm-hmm. Well, I am all over the freaking place. One of the easiest ways you can find me is on my website at megansillito.com, MEGANSILLITO.com.
Okay,
I have
cool.
I have a suite of products on weirdacademy.com. I'm on Facebook all over the place. We have a great Facebook group that follows our radio show every Wednesday, and we post tools and extra goodies on it. It's called Weird on the Air with Megan and Suzanne, and so there's a couple places that you can find me kicking around.
Cool. And what are you, so your radio show is every Wednesday at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Mm-hmm. Yes, right?
Yes, ma'am.
You got to know I've got 1,000 of them in my head. And what else are you creating in the world, Megan, besides the radio show? Where you have products, you have programs that you're creating?
Mm-hmm. Well, currently I am running what I call the second phase, or the next generation of Magic School, and that is online. It's a Zoom platform, And I've got people in that program from all over the world. We're just freaking having a blast and just playing on the edge and using our magic. And we're having conversations that people are so afraid to have out there. And it's so sweet. Like, talk about the vulnerability as people. Magic School Rock, says Keisha in the chat room. Woo! We have people that are just like, oh my gosh, I didn't know there was a place that I could speak this, and they're so vulnerable and like, I know I can do this, and I've been doing it since I was a little kid, and but I haven't dared tell anybody, and all of that is coming out, and I have this sort of natural ability, I would say, to generate a community-like environment, and this is one of my capacities that I have. So I like to do I love groups, love groups, and I'm launching a live event this year, which will be my signature event. It's called Live Your Magic, and it's going to be a three-day experiential deep dive into the magic and miracle of who you are, and learning how to not just do that like in your work or at a crystal ceremony, but like have your life be that, like full out, like have your life be that. And we are launching that in Salt Lake City. Texas is bringing me out. I'm going to be in Edmonton, Canada, and we're looking at both Sweden and Bolivia this year to bring the event to.
Nice.
So I'm super, super excited. I've never done a signature event.
Nice. That's surprising to me that you've never done that. So it's about damn time, girl. We've been waiting for you. Hello.
I've done a lot of workshops, but I do many, many different kinds of workshops, but to kind of go out there and say, this is my message right now, and to just like back it and go full out with it. I've not done that. So that's
fabulous.
I'm super excited. Mm-hmm.
So are any of those events, are any of them live streamed?
Not yet. I'm really like looking into as it's kind of the energy of the event is coming to me.
Yes.
It feels right at this moment, and this could change in 10 seconds, but it feels like it's a little bit too experiential, like I'm not sure how it would translate to live stream, and if the people would feel like they were getting the same thing, because there's going to be a lot of like movement and music and like kind of getting up and getting into a different experience through experiential exercises and things like that. And so I'm not sure, like the Salt Lake event won't be live streamed, but that's going to be my tester. I'm actually going to be, I'm going to be looking to see how does this translate? Would it be something people would still get the energy of and get the benefit from doing it live stream?
Right. That's okay, cool. So we'll stay tuned and definitely check in on where you are in the world and through the radio show as you talk about it and share with what's been going on. And, of course, everybody can go join her in Salt Lake City. So what is the date of the Salt Lake City event?
The Salt Lake City event, I'm just bringing up my calendar here. I believe it's the 24th, 25th, and 26th.
Of February?
Mm-hmm. Oh, sorry, of March.
Nice.
So, yeah.
Of March.
Mm-hmm. And then I'm in Dallas, Texas, the 19th, 20th, and 21st of May.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Of May. Okay, cool.
Mm-hmm.
So there'll be a little bit of time in between there. All right, that's awesome. Megan, I can't wait to hear more about this. I may be in Rome in March when you're having that event for the certified facilitators. So not sure I could make that one, but I am intrigued, definitely. So this leads in beautifully, which I didn't know it was going to my next question.
Mm-hmm.
So, Megan, what is important to you in the world?
Do you mean important to me in terms of my impact in the world, or in the world, like external?
Any way you want to take it, baby. I just lay it out. You take it where you want to go.
You're such a seductress. All right. So I'll do it. I mean, I feel like it really is that live your magic. Like, for me, it's like, be you. Like, people are so amazing. Like, that's one of the things that I love doing groups so much, This group that I did several years ago called ALC. The graduation was a 9-month course, and the graduation we'd always have this talent show. And this talent show would take over the whole weekend training. I mean, it started as 2 hours and went to almost 2 days because people would go so full out, elaborate, and it was just this, and again, it was like, I'm going to tear up. It's like, I'm getting paid for this? Like, is watching people, like, bring out their power, their magic, you know? And I feel like if people were turning themselves on, like we talked about, were willing to express who they are in the world, like, we would have a very, very different world. And I feel like this game of pretend and playing small and the masks we wear and, you know, to kind of make ourselves palatable or relatable or whatever is killing us. It's killing us, you know? And so that, like, I'm very motivated to bring the message out of, like, be your freaking weird, you know, like, you know, be like, I freaking love the weirdos. I love them because they've got the new blueprints. There's something in them that's different. That's why they felt weird. That's why I felt weird. And there's a blueprint for a new reality in that. And, like, I want to bring that out. That's what's important to me in the world is, like, bringing that out. And being a voice for it, being a space for it, being a witness of it. And even from whether I'm, like, teaching or not, like, I'm that way in the grocery store, right? I'm always trying to get the clerks to come out and play and, like, bring more of them forward. So I would say that's what's important to me in the world.
Yeah, that's fabulous. It's you know, to be that invitation, Megan, and to truly say, it doesn't matter how you show up, just be you. How much more ease could we all have? How much more can we actually change and enjoy our moments here? Like, if tomorrow was the end of the world, would you show the hell up today? Like, you know, what if we put out an announcement every day? Tomorrow's the end of the world. Show up to you now. Right? It's like, go ahead.
I think we would have some playmates. She's like, well, let's have a party, right? And it's like, you know, this could be your life. Hello. What if the world doesn't end? Are you going to go back into your cave? No. Yes, exactly. You know, this is one of the things I finally, a few years ago, got to Burning Man for the first time. I'd always wanted to go, and it was amazing. Like, talk about people, like, just full out, like, creativity and creation for no good reason other than that's who they are. And the one thing that makes me sad about it and made me sad then is I made this really awesome friend. We sat and drank absinthe on the top of this camper that I was there in that had broken down. And so I'm like, what are you going to do? So, you know, I'm
drink on the roof. That's what.
Drink on the roof is what you're going to do. And so I love this guy, and we just had this we went on these journeys together and stuff like that. And the day that we were packing up to leave, I could feel him donning on this sort of suit of propriety, right? And I'm like, where's the friend? Where are you going? Where are you putting him? And he goes, well, I got to go back to the real world. And I was like, what? No, don't do that. You know, like, you don't have to do that.
I can feel you reaching and trying to pull him back out. No,
yes.
No, don't hide him.
Yes. I'm like, you don't have to do that. And that's one of the things that I see in that community is that there's this 1 week a year where they can be them. And I'm like, you don't understand, Burning Man can be your life. Like, you know, it can be like this moment to moment act of creation. And like, and it's like, I was so sad. I was like, it was like my friend was going in a coffin. I was like, don't go.
Wow.
You know?
Wow. If we actually gave it that much significance, you know, if we actually said that joyful person, you're putting that person in a coffin, do you think we might pay attention a little more, Megan? Because the energy changed the minute you said that. It was like, no, I don't want that to die. I can't imagine, Megan, not being this playful in the world. and I love that you are too. And you know, I can be as serious as a mofo, and I can be as dramatic and trauma and drama and crying and on my knees. Like, I don't pretend that my world is all roses 24/7, but I sure as hell want to keep reaching for more of it. And I can't imagine, Megan, you not being this in the world. I can't imagine you putting that part of you in a coffin. So why would we want to see anybody do that?
Yeah. It's like I'm really emotional about this. It's you know, is now the time that you spoke on your ad, your preview music, right?
Yeah.
And it's like, it really, I do feel that, like, not in a sort of make it significant end of the world kind of way, but now is the time. Like we got to get to living. We got to get busy living. Yeah. And playing and getting that, like, it's not just living as in automation, but living as in playing. We got to get to playing and to having our life be that. And like, what's the worst that could happen? Like, oh man, I have gone up in several flames of smoke. You know, I have been.
And you're still here.
Here I am. And at the end of the day, life is going to life. Like, shit's going to happen. Shit's going to blow up. People are going to go away. People are going to be a-holes. Like, at the end of the day, like, we got to have fun. We got to play. That's what's happening anyway, so we might as well have fun with it.
Yeah. We might as well. I mean, at least we'll enjoy the ride a little bit more, yeah?
Yeah. And by the way, in that game, you get some good rides. You find some, like, oh my God, I had no idea that ride was available. Woohoo! You know?
That felt good, Mama.
Right. And in a way, to me, Christine, that's the difference between, like just that play energy and kind of getting through life, is that, you know, if you're willing to play, there's some much better rides. If you're trying to get through life, there's really just one ride. And there's a lot of stuff that we deal with. I don't care how freaking conscious you are. I don't care how many fucking tools you have. Okay, I said the F word. I don't care. Like, at the end of the day, like, if you're not having some fun, like, how are you getting through? Like, how, you know, what's the point?
Yeah, how are you? Where's the juice? How can people continue to move forward if they don't have some play juice? If they don't have something that's propelling them forward through what is not fun and playful, right?
I love play juice. I'm gonna get, now that's a product, right?
Okay, Melissa, get on it. We got another one. Play juice.
Play juice. Take 2 tablespoons and call me in the morning.
Or drink the whole damn thing and call me tonight.
Oh my God, that's awesome. Oh, that's so perfect. Drink the whole thing, call me tonight. Woohoo, baby.
Oh, I'm getting really hot now. It's cold up here in Canada, and I'm getting hot. I like it.
It's getting warm in here.
Oh, my gosh. Okay. So, I could talk to you for days, girl. I love it. I love it. You sing the same song that I sing, and I really, really adore it. And, you know, Megan, for those people out there that, you know, maybe they're not in their playful, joyful energy most of the time, can you just let them know? I know that you're a welcoming. I know you would have your arms open for anyone wherever they are. For those people out there that aren't in their play, what would you say to them? What can you let them know is possible for them with working with you?
Well, one of the things that I find is people come to me and they go, I don't feel like I'm playful. I'm not playful like other people. And I'm like, awesome. Because, like, there's this whole group of people that I think do some kind of force play, or that consuming of play, right?
Yes.
And not being sort of this generator. And I'm like, there's what I find is that when you get underneath the surface of your shoulds and I call it the coulda, shoulda, woulda, coulda, kinda, coke shot. Come on, you said you would, you won't, your mama let you, world. Where it's like
I cannot type that out. I just can't. I'm sorry. I'm good, but I'm not that good, girl.
I got feedback last night from Keisha that I talk fast. I had no idea, but it makes me. I know what. But anyway, that like when you that play is in you. It is inside. It is you. There is this natural order, and there's little kids, right? And sometimes they're playing with toys, and sometimes they're reading books, and sometimes they're climbing trees. Play is different for all of us, and it really is just going, okay, what did I love to do as a kid, or what did I love to do, even now, like that I maybe don't let myself do that very much, and just start there. Just start doing something that you love every day, and you'll like it, and then you'll want to do more of it, and then it will have a snowball effect. That is actually really what I did. I was like, okay, because there was a place where I had gotten, I had been diagnosed with fun deficit disorder, FDD. I don't know if you've heard of it. And and I was like, oh my gosh, I've gotten serious. What happened? And I just started going, okay, what's one fun thing I can do today? What's something fun I can do for me? And I woke myself back up again, And so when people come to play with me, when they come to work with me, I help them see actually how much more simple it is than what they're making it. And I'm a space for, like, in my presence, who you really are begins to show up, because I love people, and I love watching people come out and all the various forms of it. I've had marketing coaches try to tell me to get a niche for 20 years. I can't do it. I freaking love all kinds of people. And because there's something so beautiful about watching somebody emerge. And it's the best job in the world.
I just saw flowers opening in my mind.
Mm-hmm.
You wouldn't say, no, I don't want to see the rose. I only want to look at the tulips. You would want to see the whole floral arrangement bloom, and that's what you do. And you are the invitation for that, Megan. And I am so incredibly grateful that we chose to play together in this lifetime. So I can't thank you enough. I really can't, because, I maybe don't get to be on every one of your shows every single week, but you're there. You're always there. You're always popping. And you're a huge contribution with your playmate, Suzanne, on our station and in the world. And it is actually one of the greatest contributions, because you do show up as you, and I love it. You provoke others into choosing more of themselves, and I think that's an amazing thing to be in the world. So I just have to thank you so much for that. And if you would like to join Megan and Suzanne today on their wonderful show, they are at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and their show today is You Opened Your Dreamer, Now What? So that's just in a few hours. And Megan's going to be able to get a little bit of coffee in her and get ready for that fun show. You can come and play in the chat room as well. You can listen to us all over the internet, whatever works for you. So that's fabulous. And that sounds like it's going to be another one of your wonderful shows, being the invitation.
I'm going to have coffee. I'm going to be even spicier than I am right now. So,
I don't know that the world can handle it.
Who knows what's going to come out of my mouth after coffee.
I'd also like to invite people to come play with me tonight, because I love playing with people as well. And Megan, you're going to love this title. Are you, quote unquote, online dating with money?
Oh, I love it.
Right?
Love it.
I've done online dating, and it's like, I wonder if people are doing that with money. So please check out Megan and Suzanne. Check out Megan all over the internet. Go play with her. Go and join her new class. I mean, Megan, thank you 100 times. Thank you for playing with me today and for getting up so early. And I love Naked Megan on the radio. It was fun.
Christine, thank you. You're a freaking badass. You're a freaking badass creator, and I'm glad you're on the planet. Thank you for inviting me to play. Thank you so much.
Okay, everybody, have an amazing day. See you. Bye.
Thank you for listening to the Open Mic Spotlight Radio Show. We will be here Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, 8 a.m. Central, 7 a.m. Mountain, and 6 a.m. Pacific on InspiredChoicesNetwork.com. We hope you'll join us. Until then, continue to create you with joy and inspiration.